let me close out with like mistakes to avoid. I know we only have 5 minutes and I want to make sure we have time for at least one question. I can stay longer too, if I don't know how it works here. So mistakes to avoid. If you're building a paid community, the sooner you start charging, the more you'll actually learn. So charge for something as soon as you can. This is a common mistake that I see. And then people have to start over when they start charging. Overcommitting, the thing I mentioned about your beta being like just a certain amount of time so that you're not committing. Don't give away forever memberships, like just keep things contained so that like you're looking out for a future version of yourself. The next one is hiring for the wrong roles. I strongly believe that in the early stages, both designing your community and the marketing and sales of it are both your job. So people usually don't have success in the early stages hiring for marketing or hiring someone to take over the community. So it's harder in the first year, but it's really your job to establish what that vision is and get the community off the ground. When you're ready, I usually recommend hiring for something like operations or with community management help, but the strategy behind it, I believe, is really your job. Including too much. A lot of people think that, oh, if I'm going to charge, I have to include all of these events and I have to do all these things and I have to like include one-on-ones and do all these things. Your members are just looking for the result that you give them. Including more can be actually more overwhelming for people, and it's not necessarily what they're looking for. You don't need to do that. And then lastly, comparison. I think it's important to be inspired by other communities, but also really important to not over compare yourself to what other people are doing, because maybe they started with a huge audience, or maybe they're like spending a ton of money on ads, or maybe they're like not building a community that they want to hang on to for a long time. Like they just want to make 50K this quarter and then leave that alone and move on to something else. You have very unique goals for yourself and for your life and for the world that you want to build with your community. So don't over compare yourself to what other people are doing. Yeah, I'd love for you. I know I can stay longer, like I said. I shared a lot here. I'd love for you to share in the chat if you have a sense of what your next step would be with all of this information.